Hello! In this video, we're going to learn how to properly set up our saxophones and how to play our first note. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure your saxophone case is flat on the floor. It's not standing up. It's nice and flat. And you want to make sure that when you open it, the buckles go up and the flaps go down. Why don't you say that while I do the next one? The buckle goes up and the flap goes down. And then when I open up my case, my saxophone doesn't fall out. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my neck strap. So I just take it out and I put it around my neck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hook and the adjuster and hold it like this. And I'm just going to pull on the adjuster about halfway. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the body and attach it to the neck strap. There is a ring on the back of your saxophone which you're going to clip your neck strap onto. I'm going to take my clip and just hook it on there. Your clip might look a little different, that's okay. And then once it's on there, it can safely hang from my neck strap. The next thing I'm going to do is attach the neck to the body. At the top of the body, there is a neck screw. I'm going to make sure it's nice and loose. I'm going to turn it to the left 3 turns. 1, 2, 3 to the left to make sure it's nice and loose. It's really important that you don't touch the octave key while you're putting it together. I'm holding it just like this by the sides. I'm avoiding this big loop. Then I'm going to place the neck carefully in the body. I'm just going to wiggle it backwards and forwards. And now I'm going to tighten in the screw just until it becomes hand tight. I'm now going to put the mouthpiece on. And you'll notice that there is a case on my mouthpiece. I'm going to take the case off, and this can go back in my case for now. When you put your mouthpiece on, you want to make sure the flat part that has a hole is going to face down. So I'm going to put it on my cork. I'm just going to wiggle it backwards and forwards. And I want to leave about a fingernail's worth of cork on the mouthpiece. Now let's talk about our reeds. You have to be very careful when handling your reeds. Reeds break very easily, so make sure that you try to avoid breaking the tip of the reed. I'm going to take the reed out of its case, just like that, and I always grab it by the thicker end. I'm now going to put the reed on my tongue. So what you're going to see is there is a bumpy side and a flat side. The flat side on mine says Rico. Yours might say something different. That's okay. You're going to take the thin part of the bumpy side and put that on your tongue. And you're going to do that for a couple of seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take it out. You're just going to give your reed a nice wipe. And now it's ready to put on your mouthpiece. When you're putting your reed on your mouthpiece, you're going to want to loosen the screws of the ligature 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now it can come off easily, just like that. You're going to take the flat part of your reed that probably has a logo on it. That is going to face down when you put it on the mouthpiece. Now, I'm using my thumb to help me keep it in place. And you want the reed to line up perfectly so that I can't see it from behind. And when I look at it from underneath, I can't see the hole. Here's a side view. Now I'm going to put my ligature on. So when you're putting the ligature on your mouthpiece, the screws go on the reed and they go to the right. So here I have it where the screws are on the mouthpiece and to the right. They're on the reed and to the right. Sometimes when students put their ligature on their mouthpiece, they set it too high and you can see a little bit of a gap up here. You want to make sure that the ligature goes as far down as you can get it. So you might need to loosen the screws just a little bit more, making sure that you don't pull the screw out. Once you have that set, we're going to turn the screws to the right just until they start to stop, until they become hand tight. And there you have a 100% assembled saxophone. Now that we have a fully assembled saxophone, let's talk about how we hold the saxophone and how we sit with it. Now, make sure that you're sitting on a nice sturdy chair. I'm sitting on one of my kitchen chairs right now. When you're playing the saxophone, you really don't want to be sitting on a couch or a rolling chair or a desk chair. Make sure you're in a nice sturdy chair so that way you're not swiveling around. When you hold the saxophone, you want to imagine that you're holding two water bottles, two plastic water bottles. If you opened your hands, the water bottle would fall to the floor, right? And if you squished your hands, water would fly out of the water bottles. So we want to keep our hands in that nice curled shape. That's going to come in handy in a minute. Your left hand goes on top and your right hand goes on bottom. So let's try that again. Left goes on top, right goes on bottom. So let's do that with the saxophone. On the bottom of your saxophone, there is a hook for your right thumb. Yours might be black, mine is gold. I'm going to put my right thumb under the hook, and my fingers are going to wrap around, but they're not going to touch the keys yet. That'll happen in a minute. And I'm going to let the saxophone rest on my right side. Now, I'm going to put my left thumb on the thumb rest. On your saxophone, you will see it'll probably be a black circle. Mine happens to be gold. You're going to put your thumb on there. Now notice there's a key right above it. That's called the octave key. We're not pressing that yet. It's going to go on the black circle. So now my right thumb is under the hook, my left thumb is on the thumb rest, and now we're ready to play. To make a sound on the saxophone, I like to use the 3-step process: curl, light bite, and close. To practice this, what I like to do is I like to take my index finger, you're going to curl your lower lip, and you're going to lightly bite where your nail and skin meet. Now don't chomp your finger off. So you're going to curl your lower lip, you're going to place your upper teeth on your nail, and then you're going to close your lips around. Curl, light bite, close. Just like that. So let's try that again. Curl, light bite, close. And now we're going to do that on the mouthpiece. I'm going to curl my lower lip, and then I'm going to bite on top of the mouthpiece. Only about a fingernail's worth, not too much. If you use too much mouthpiece, you're going to probably squeak. Now, I'm going to try it with the mouthpiece. I'm going to curl my lower lip, lightly bite the top of the mouthpiece, close my lips, and then I blow. Before we learn our first note, it's important to know what numbers our fingers are. We're going to assign numbers to our fingers, so if I say thumb, you're going to use your left thumb. If I say 1, you're going to use your pointer finger on your left hand. So here we go. Raise your left hand. I want you to repeat after me. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, and with your right hand, 4, 5, 6. So let's try that again. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now notice we didn't use our pinkies. We're going to use those later in 5th grade, but for right now, those are the fingers that we're going to use. Now if you look in your book, the first note that we learn is the note D. To play a D, you're going to put your thumb on the octave key, which is right above your left thumb rest. Then, finger number 1, you're going to skip the top key, and you're going to see 3 big keys right here. Finger number 1 goes on the first one. You're going to skip this little key. Finger number 2 goes there, and then you're going to add finger number 3. So far on our left hand, we should have thumb, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add the fingers on our right hand. So down here, you're going to see 3 main keys. You're going to place 4, 5, and 6 on them. And those are the fingers that you need to play a D. To review, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Let's try playing it together. We're going to do a curl light by close. Make sure you don't blow too hard. Try it again. And that's how you play your first note. When you're blowing into the mouthpiece, you want to make a t sound with your tongue. Try that with me. T, t. Kind of like you're saying the word T. T. You want your tongue to touch the reed when you make that sound. And then when I start the note, I'm always starting the note with my tongue making a t sound. We call that articulation. I hope you found this video helpful and that you continue to practice your saxophone every day for at least 10 to 20 minutes. Stay tuned for more videos to come where we're going to learn more notes on the saxophone. Have a good day.